All right, well, let me just start this out by saying, by no means am I against competition. Love competition. It's what gets me up every day. It's what drives me. But there's a subtle nuance between competing and contributing that I'm going to get to here in a minute. So let me just start with an example. So say you're a wide receiver on a football team. There's 5 wide receivers on the team, and you're number 3 on the list. There's 2 people better than you. You want to be competitive. You have a competitive mindset. So you're always trying to think about, okay, how can I reach the level of number 2 and number 1? I gotta practice harder. I gotta do more reps. I gotta stay longer. Keep going. If the coach isn't paying attention, hey coach, what's my route here? I really want you to critique it so I can get better and give me feedback. Whatever you got to do, talk to number 1, number 2. Hey, what are you guys doing that helps you? Your competitive mindset is gonna tell you to keep doing that, and that's great. And that could lead you to move up, from number 3 to number 2 to number 1, because you outcompeted everybody else. You stayed longer. You did all the things you need to do. Or say that you are a salesperson on a team of 5 and you're number 3 and you want to be number 1. So you're going to read books on sales. You're going to make 3 extra calls every day to try to get more opportunities. You're going to try to increase your close rate by coming up with different ideas that you try, or talking to salesperson number 1, or whatever it is. You're going to compete to be number 1, because why not? Coming in and saying, yeah, I'm number 3 salesperson and I'm happy with that, it's just not fun or exciting. That competition is what makes work fun, when you come in and you really try to compete with each other and move and push each other. And again, that's what gets me up in the morning. Hey, that's win. I want to win this. So the nuance here is, it's pretty significant. So say you're that receiver, number 1 receiver on that team, and you're seeing that number 3 receiver run a route, and you're seeing something that they're not doing right, or they're seeing they might be doing it right, but that there's a little thing that somebody taught you a couple years ago that changed everything for you, that made you way better. Maybe it's the way they plant their foot, or whatever, or the way they move their head whenever they cut, or whatever it is. Do you go and tell that person this little secret, or this little trick that you learned that changed everything for you? Do you tell that person this information, knowing that if they master this, they're probably going to be as good or as better as you? So you might lose your number 1 standing because you weren't asked to. You knew this without anybody asking or anything. You went up to them and said, hey, let me tell you something. This is going to change your game a little bit. Let me show you. And they do it, and it works for them, and they pass you. Are you good with that? That is contributing over competition. You put the competition aside for the betterment of the team. Same with a salesperson. You hear them talking, you know that you can give them some advice that will increase their close rate. Or here's this thing that I've done that gets me, way more qualified leads, or whatever, that this person didn't know about. And, the other thing is, you have to spend your time to teach them. So if you're that receiver, hey, let me take a half an hour and show you how to do this. So you're taking away from your time to contribute to someone who could then become better than you and beat you. Are you good with that? And the answer should be yes. They're going to be better than me, but maybe they can teach me something. And the bigger thing is, it's going to contribute to the team. So now I got to work a little harder to get back above them. And that's friendly competition. And so that's the nuance that you have to ask yourself. Yeah, you can be a competitor. That's great. But am I a contributor? And am I okay with it? Where's that going to get me? And I can tell you, if you're, a manager or a coach, and you're seeing someone making that type of, I'll say, sacrifice and commitment, that's going to be worth way more than being number one. Being that number one person who does everything right, but's not a contributor.